Let's go.
Come from. Now they're struggling to hold up to the.
That's where it's going from.
Inside 50s early, defenders under all sorts of pressure, and then the midfield's just taken control and relieved the tension. That's just brilliant work. That's just knowing the moment and assessing you have a physical advantage over the opposition. How do I make them pay? Surprised there wasn't a goalkeeper on the line. Looked like O'Sullivan was top of goal square. Yeah, just not quite deep enough in the middle of both options, neither on the man nor guarding the goal face.
Got out to 26 points after the first 4 the way of the Cats before Secure responded with the next 2. Back to a 14-point more manageable margin for the visitors.
Holding Geelong, stand.
Mullen, who's got the job on Wangan and Miller, and what a job it is in game 100 for Naz.
Oh, kept that one up.
61 for the Irishman. Wiltshire just got rid of his opponent, did all the hard work and spilled it in the end. Atkins, ground level ball, which he loves. Burns, Filippo. Starting to get a bit outside run going now, the Saints, and they access Hall in the middle.
Hall is going wider. Out through Garcia, back inboard to Filippo. Smith just put enough pressure on, couldn't grasp it. Now he tries to fumble it to himself. Close goes in, and then over the top is Trevelyan.
The more this game opens up, the more it's favouring the Saints. Starting to get their legs going, starting to get some overlap.
Spiral ball forward. As far as Stocker, he's kept the ball away from Dangerfield so far. Wilkie down the line, had to be precise and was to Windager. Just the distance.
Patrick Dangerfield.
Saint number 2. Didn't really time it down the line. Marshall does well. Picks it up at ground level. Mullen got a little fit on it. Was sneaky in the end. And then handed it straight to his opponent, who stays up in the tackle. Does pretty well. Travalia back to Filippo. Now Windager. He's got Clark with a little bit of space. Room to create. Driving ball forward. Higgins fell to ground. Lawson Humphries out towards the line. Ball spins in nicely. Back towards the Irishman. O'Connell. Pressure comes. Last touch. Lasso paid.
The most important man out there right now is Rowan Marshall. When he's long down the line either way, he's diffusing all problems and creating some opportunity for the Saints. But when the Cats go around him, they look likely to score.
Clark, the long kick, 2-on-2. At the front, Silvani wasn't paid in the end, I don't think, with Hager, Stocker. Now Clark trying to thread the needle, did it with composure to Wilson, and then Burns had a man on him, and they've turned it over. Clark close. Warple off a standing start. High ball. Henry underneath. Wilkie with the spoil. Silvani tried to bat it away. Smith went in. Spills free. Hot ball to win. Mullen ducked the tackle. He gets rid of it legally. Picked up by Lake. Given to Garcia. He floats one wide to Hall. Quick work. He saw Burns there. Burns slips over. Then he just fumbles it forward. Grabbed by Holmes. He pummels it back to Wiltshire. Hard up against the boundary. High entry inside attacking 50. Big fly from Ollie Henry. Didn't take the mark. Windhager back to Stocker. Can spread it out wide. Trevelyan.
Ball starting to ping around in Geelong. Very wide. Umpire says it's all okay. First 4 to the Cats. The next 2 to the Saints. Down the line football. Higgins did well to work his man Henry underneath it. Entertaining first term. Cats away early. St Kilda respond. Well done to that young man, Jay Polkinghorn. He's been kicking goals in the VFL. Now he's kicked one in the AFL in front of friends and family. The man from the Eyre Peninsula in South Australia. And his team lead at quarter time, 4-2-26. St Kilda 2 straight 12. It's the Cats leading by 14 points. Tomorrow we head up to Sydney. Adelaide, who have been in good form, take on the Swans. Friday night footy right here on your home of footy. That'll be Fox.
The second one will go to vertical after the football, guys.
You're watching Thursday Night Footy on Fox. Brought to you by HBF Health Insurance.
Just gonna log out of it.
They could have made a round.
Oh, actually,
Instead,
do it on my
they
phone.
made a swinging pendulum of luck.
Let's have a mum. Soxy FC.
When the bounce serves you a clanger,
Soxy gamer.
Oh, yeah, I could want a Brownlow if this thing didn't go on me.
Da, 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 da. Put on mute. Oh, it's got the gifts on there. Nice. Woo.
Wait for it.
Ah, I was gonna put a link to the What's the song? Oh. Was that yesterday?
Pair of hands. Spoke to a couple of people before the game and they said that's what you've got to look out for, his hands. They are excellent. Well, from one man to another who's playing his 100th game in Naz, well, just hasn't quite got into the game tonight, has yet so far, only the 5 possessions. But Mullen has been keeping an unbelievable check on him. As I said a little bit earlier, when he went off, Mullen went off, and when he came back on, he was straight back on and chasing him around. Interesting that he just changed his boots as well, then Mullen into some screws, because it is starting to get a little bit slippery down here. But you mentioned this man, Kingy, Rowan Marshall. He's the man that has really got them back into this game late. And I mentioned his ruck work and what he might do against a couple of these inexperienced ruckmen for Geelong. And we just see here this forward line stoppage. This is what he does so well. Just uses his body, just creates some space, and that quick ball to foot. Outstanding work, and that's why he's one of the best ruckmen in the game at the moment.
Yeah, it's a great call, Moons. And Michael Voss put this on the radar in the pre-match. He said, look, coming down here, you coach against Geelong, it's extremely difficult to move the ball out of the defensive half. Ross Lyon echoed those sentiments. He said they get 32 turnovers in their forward half per game. Well, they've had 10 in one quarter. And the scoreboard return, Reeves is 2 goals, 1 from intercept.
but they've also scored 2 goals from forward 50 stoppages. So it's a 4-goal return in this component of the game. It's disarmed the Saints counter-punch game, which has been one of their main assets for the course of the season, Jack. So when you look at it right now, they've done a great job to be within 14 points because that was dominant from the Cats.
They've had their opportunities too, Kingy, from their intercept game. Granted, they've been a lot in the back half. From their 20 intercepts, though, they've taken 5 inside 50 and they haven't scored at all. So Ross has got to be really proactive as they start to get more time in their forward 50s. We saw in the second part of that first quarter there. Your defence needs to shuffle up the ground.
See what it comes
Get
up
up the
like
ground on those Geelong forwards, or even stand in front of them if they're going to hold back, and try and create your own forward half turnovers and trap that ball in your
free
forward
for
half.
limited time. 50 coins.
From other coaches, from other games. Last week we saw Clayton Oliver getting thrown to half forward because that's the most important contest.
Wow.
I wonder if Nasai Wanganeen-Miller can go to that centre half forward type zone. Just not deep forward, but that intermediate forward role to win some contest.
What you notice
Yo,
when he takes off,
Jamal, what's up, Jamal?
Mullen can go with him for pace. He is a real
yeah.
athlete, the number 34.
Oh, it'd be annoying if you're being tagged.
Yeah.
You'd think,
What's going on?
Said I've got, I can lose them.
Yeah.
You can't lose him. It's a great contest. It's a good
Who are we
clash.
going for, Cats
the
or
midfield for the
Saints?
Saints responded late in that first term. Let's see how it all starts in the second.
Jay Polkinghorne with his first kick in AFL and a goal in the first quarter, and it was up to Hugo Garcia to kick their first goal for the Saints to get it back to 14 at quarter time. Mullen with a long entry inside 50 for the Cats in the Polkinghorne direction, almost got a touch to it. Stocker scrapping for it. Myers goes in and a ball up.
See Paddy Dangerfield going back with the flight there. He's still yet to have a possession. Being predominantly playing full forward.
Got Stocker for company, who's had a bit of the footy. Mason Wood throws it any way he can on the boot. Owens affects the spoil. Stewart clean. Warple overran the football. Small opportunity for the Saints. Back to Owens off half back. Now they've got a bit of flow. Silvani, who started well. Now Burns.
Yeah, look at him run. Look at him charge. Garcia again. He's a beauty.
Filled that hole very quickly, didn't he? To Wilson, and he can give it back to
Appreciate
Garcia
the sub,
here,
mate.
who's scampering along the wing with the legs pumping. Deep kick. Smith's handball to Clark. And now Stewart and O'Sullivan, and then throws O'Connor under the bus. Burns and O'Connell grab him. Ball it up.
And that's the teasing distance that you need if you're on defence from Kilda. Right up the ground
only
there.
on the phone
able
you
to
can
turn the
do
ball over.
Coney to Bailey Smith. Silvani's in a wrestle with Neal. Affects the spoil. Dangerfield still looking for that first touch. Burns, clever little hand pass. Back to Stocker. Nice little step.
Gift myself.
Not the best effort forward. Bailey Smith, he's everywhere at the moment.
I'll do it
He
on
takes
this
a mark
one.
and he'll dispose of the ball for the 12th time.
Just happy to slow it down here, Bailey Smith.
Check out.
Play a bit of possession ball.
Get 50 for free.
Just need something from Ryan.
You look at the gifts, you get
sort
50.
of meandering around that forward line.
50 gifts for free.
Really harassing, not really flying for the ball.
9 kicks, 3 handballs for Smith at the moment. O'Connor's kick plucked out by DeConey. Now Warple with a touch of the fumbles as well. Now his direct kick inside 50. Strength from the 20-year-old in Polkinghorne.
Wow. That is no mean feat against one of the best one-on-one defenders in the competition. And he just pushed him out of the way. It was good to tell the story there up the ground. But look at that.
10.
Got to leave her in the right spot. You could just see that forearm shunt. That is strong.
Cat supporters will be loving this. He signed with the club, re-signed for next season as well. His second kick in AFL from
Saints,
just outside
nice.
50.
Dennis,
second goal.
We got gifts now on YouTube, mate.
It's going to hit the post.
Little gift sign. You can get 50 for free.
Bill Wilkie has been outmarked in one-on-ones 4 times for the year.
Double tap the gift.
This is the first gamer.
That's what they do
It
at
needs to
Geelong.
come up on the screen. Why does it come up on the
They bring in
screen?
a young chap and he's started very nicely. Bit of
Am I in the wrong chat?
off the back line now. Good tackle.
Might be in the wrong
Gets
chat.
him. Holds up John Clark.
And that's the big positive from that. That's his second
Oh,
tackle.
reversal.
They're slow to pick himself up as well. Meanwhile, Holmes pumps it in the Polkinghorn direction.
Yeah, I'm in the wrong chat,
Take
huh?
your pick. Goal umpire indecisive.
Hit the post, I
He
think.
thinks it's hit the post.
Well, Naz has been cleaned up.
Whoa,
Reversed the kick.
hey!
Shot of goal. I mean, that's a disaster.
Now, which one has the...
Review. Umpire's call is one behind. Please check to see if the ball hit the post.
Oh, this one.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball deviates.
Oh,
after
I
making
think you can only
contact with
do
the
gifts
goalpost.
on the mobile.
Decision on scoreboards.
We've seen a few decisions delayed this year, but that's quick smart.
I think. Yeah.
Well, Naz is going in again in the middle of the
Yeah,
ground here,
for
guys. He's
Saints.
starting to get a little bit frustrated with that tag. He's just done a couple of silly
Yeah, I think
things.
there's two.
Well, there's the
There's
initial
two
tackle where he
chats.
was awarded the free kick.
I think the one that you're in, Dan, is the vertical.
He's
He's got to grow up at some stage, though.
He's understated when there's biff involved.
Moon spent 6 years doing those things.
6. Down the line ball, too much on it for Marshall. Stewart working
Go
underneath
back.
it. Went for the middle and Bailey Smith. They build again. Close is out wide. They go that way.
What's this one?
Neil, he'll come up at the ball user. Now tracks
Top
back
chat.
towards goal.
Right
Close
chat.
takes his time. Then sends it deep
Yeah,
forward.
there's two
Dangerfield
different
comes from the back.
chats.
In the end, he was spoiled by his own teammate de Koning. Hill hasn't had much of the footy early, but does well to control that to Mason Wood.
So you're on your phone, Dan?
Yeah, it's interesting you mention Hill because he's the one that starts
Yes.
the chain, the uncontested
Get
marking
ready for the
chain.
coins.
So
Panda
they're
Club
denying
coins.
that first one. Saints have found it here, and this is where they go to work. Make every Geelong opponent defend every kick.
Stocker and Hill waxing inside defensive 50 and now exits in the Naz direction, but pulled the kick and Smith all over it. Smith wheels and goes 55 metres out, kicks it to the top of the goal
wanna
square.
make sure it comes
Neil
up on
tried to
screen,
pin it
though.
down to Polkinghorn, and then Wilkie and Silvani combine. That kick's touched. Myers with an opportunity off a step.
Myers
Makes them pay. Another one for the Cats.
on the bus home. Nice. It's cool.
Let's repeat entries inside forward 50
Oh,
for Geelong,
that
and a poor skiller in there from Jack Silvani. I think there was some pressure that came from Geelong.
I think it just gives the game, Jack does. I mean, this is more of what we've seen. Like it's incredibly
gift
difficult
alerts.
to get the ball out of Geelong's forward 50. I think the mix is better. It's a little bit smaller this week.
Let me check
Look
my.
at that, try and get the ball out of there. 3 Geelong forwards harassing, almost impossible.
You can just see it was a great shot of the Geelong defence that set up behind the ball, which is exactly what we're talking about, King in. They just look so mobile and well structured at the moment.
Overlays.
Fair Cole's goal there from Brian Myers. Maybe it's time to put Patrick Dangerfield
Gallery
in the middle. Just get him a touch.
Out to 22 points, they bang it out of the middle again. De Koning
That's the one
wobbles
that
it
I've got.
forward. Silvani stands under a tough one to mark. Close overruns it at ground level. The Saints clear. Out to a contest on the wing. De Koning with the bulk. Wilson overruns it. Wiltshire back by hand. Max Holmes immediately held up as he took it from Campbell Lake.
Yeah, the danger might not be touching it, but everything else is working.
How do I know which one I'm
wouldn't make too
using?
many changes, Jack, I wouldn't think.
O'Connor
Just
tried to trap it
alerts.
with his feet. It pinballs around. Atkins sees it over for a boundary throw-in.
Check
Sam, hold the leader, please.
YouTube alerts. Yes.
Lull in play, lull round the stadium. Marshall won it down, Mullen grabbed, good tackle, Wilson and Holmes dive at it. Wilson tried to scrap it away almost, Marshall flicked it out, Philippou, quick kick, bouncing ball. Over the head of Jack Henry, grabbed by Ryan Baker, goal square. This could tumble all the way if it's accurate.
Oh!
It bounces, took an eternity.
Goal ski. Damn, Ryan.
Oh, the boys are asking for a touch here.
Let's open one of those. TTS
Wasn't
sub
sure
widget.
if it was the right decision going through 50, just throwing it on the boot. As Philippou got it forward, there was 4 1v1s.
This is the contest, though. It's that area there. The old traditional centre-half forward area, Jack, that attacking mid-zone. If the Saints can win some ball there,
I don't know which scene I've
harping
set
on
up.
what happened last week, but that's where Clayton Oliver went to work last week and swung the game. Just little moments that the Saints are taking. Just checking there. Does he get a finger on that?
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball's touched.
Oh!
Decision on scoreboard.
Wow.
That's a great lunging effort to smother that ball.
It's having a good night, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Got it. I got it. Don't worry, guys.
The manufacturers of liquid paper.
I got it.
Humphries.
Let's get a pencil, Howard.
Yeah. I think you're right. Searching ball to the outer side. Neal, ground level. Dempsey. Heard the voice of Atkins. Got it away from Wilkie. Hill.
Gift. Where's the gift alert?
It's Myers. Silvani. Happy to almost nest over the football.
Sub. Member super chat. Tip alert. Ah.
Right up against the boundary. Balled off Atkins's body, and it's a stalemate again over there. Marshall. The Filippo direction. Smith tries to smother the ball. Holmes. Then Guthrie. Atkins. In the close direction. Neal. And from the back, and Close is going to get a free kick. Then plays on immediately to Holmes.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Towards the flank.
All good.
Dempsey back with the flight. Goes the fist. Wilkie holds his ground and out of play.
Good timing there by Dempsey. Just had to go up and create the contest without giving away that free kick. Doesn't touch the ball much, Shannon Neal, but just loved that attack there in that last contest on the wing.
How to set up YouTube alerts on OBS.
Dempsey collared by Wood off the ground. Fisted back into the corridor by the Saints. Clark, Lake.
Streamlabs might have something for him.
It's just a meter. It's just the fact that Clark goes first for that ball, reacting quicker.
I have to go
Trying
to
get through the ball,
Streamlabs.
but he was grabbed by Filippo. Scrappy play. Hall. Grabbed by Clark. DeConing. O'Connor. Little bunting ball. Bouncing. Silvani first to meet it. Straight to Hill. Then to Burns.
Oh.
He's grabbed. Dropped it cold.
On the ball.
Advantage was paid, and then, well, that's interesting because Ollie Henry was off and gone, but then the umpire virtually realised there was no advantage, so brought it back.
Yeah, that's their 7th forward 50 tackle. Oh, they are just monstering them. Oh, look at this. Little chip uncontested mark. That's unforgivable. Corridor 35 metres from goal. They've just gone to sleep. They've gone.
Dual gifts, here we go.
Worried about themselves, not the bigger picture.
Get rid of that.
Saints back 6. It's terrific defensive play.
Fifth kick for Brian Myers, looking for 2. He's kicking from directly in front. No breeze to speak of at all. A still night in Geelong. A big arching kick and straight through the middle. 2 goals this quarter, 2 to Brian Myers.
Yeah, well, he's welcome back into this side after 5 weeks in the VFL. We've seen it playing very well at that level. You look about the little things here, and Jai Clark just gets a little hand in there. He's had 11 possessions so far, Jai Clark, but it's touches like that that diffuse those St Kilda forays forward, and then everyone buys in on the pressure. It's been excellent from Geelong. As Kingy mentioned, 7 marks inside 50, and that is just falling asleep.
Hello, cutie pie.
Stop it! They're just ready to fire.
Stop it! Stop it!
I think that if you weren't aware of what was happening, the 7 changes to the Geelong lineup, I think shakes the troops.
27-point game high for the Cats. 2 goals for the turn. They led by 12.
Listen to me!
We got first 4 goals.
Take it back!
Responded with the last 2 of the first turn.
No problemo.
Garcia on 14.
Son of a
11
bitch.
Wilson, Bailey Smith 17.
Stop it!
11 for the Cats.
Oh, you got to give them the hot tour instead of the... Stop it!
Alright, we'll do that. Oh, nah. Oh. Nah.
Hands free.
Where's that
Edwards and
sound?
Owens. Past Dangerfield. Myers kicked the only 2 of the term. Scooped it out by hand cleverly. Warple provides
Stop
the
it.
pressure.
And again, that's what you're talking about, Howie. I mean, Nasai Wanganeen-Miller normally gets a metre or 2 there, and that's a contested possession for him. But Mullen is wearing him like a glove. Free kicks so far.
Edwards gets a second crack at it and then flays the handball out to Warple, who kicks it long. 2 men inside attacking 50. Henry v. Wilkie. Free kick Cats.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how I can stand.
Can't believe it, Cal Wilkie.
Well, there's the arm around. It's the giveaway. Yep, they're both holding jumper, but the arm around early. There is the giveaway.
4th year as a cat
Who's
after a couple of
changed
years at Collingwood.
Font and all that.
23 years of age. Kept it pretty low and spears it through for their 7th.
Kevin.
Well, this is the Geelong we've seen over the last few years. We haven't seen them in the last few weeks. They just put you under pressure everywhere. Now they get a one-on-one. Now Wilkie's been beaten a couple of times tonight in one-on-ones.
What about the pitcher?
Yeah, we can talk about free kick counts and those sorts of things, but the way they're approaching the contest, Geelong, they are going to draw every free kick. 10-1 at this stage, but they're first to move, proactive. Tackle intensity's been perfect.
Save that.
This is a pretty powerful performance, this.
Copy.
So Saints
Copy.
need to respond. As we said, they haven't won here since
Add browser.
1999 when Tim Watson was coaching the Saints. Ronnie Burns kicked 4 for the Cats and Barry Hall 4 at the other end. Dangerfield gets that possession away from Wiltshire. Warple bashes it forward off the ground. Henry's got some confidence about him, as does Myers. Tried to fashion something. Chevalier got in the way.
It's obviously a different look ahead of the ball for the Cats
do a test.
without Jeremy Cameron. But it looks like they haven't missed a beat.
Stop it!
Edwards v. Owens, patted down to Matter. Quick work to Warple. He's going to try and bounce this over their heads. Almost succeeded. Wilkie got a tap to it.
I just don't think they've had the defensive buy-in the last few weeks.
Stop it!
Tonight. Evident in forward 50 tackles. And just this phase here has been really difficult for the Saints to move the ball.
Silvani trying to do something about that, but again has to kick to a contest.
Stop it!
So strong in the air, the Cats defenders. Myers, Dempsey. And again, this young man finds space.
Coming
in
up
the
or
last
not?
contest, he tried to flick the ball off his boot. And in the end, it was touched through, and now he gets a
Hey,
shot.
Dave,
for the
what up,
second.
mate?
He's kicked one and hit the post once, has Jay Polkenhorn.
You see all on his own there.
Stop
Wilkie.
it!
15 metres away. We were guaranteed that he was going to have shots from Chris Scott.
Yep.
This will be his 3rd.
Test.
1,122nd representative of the Geelong Football Club for a second goal in front of friends and family. That one gets away from him after a couple of good-looking shots. Floats it across. Oh, straight to Manor. The comedy of errors.
Wow.
And it's a let-off.
You mentioned the
Everyone
friends
show
and family
here.
of Jay Polkinghorn
Technical
coming from
events in
Penong,
Australia.
800 kilometres west of
70
Adelaide.
cents
That's a
quick test
48-hour
button.
trip for them to get here
Oh,
tonight.
it might be.
Long floating
see if
ball.
it comes up on the
Edwards
stream.
read it really well, and then to Myers, who's seeing them really well, straight down the throat of
Stop
Steve
it!
Polkinghorn.
Might be worth the drive.
That's good. Seeing a young key forward come at the ball like that. A lot of players these days want to try and get it out the back. There's still that representation that you need coming forward there, and it's great craft, just sitting in behind.
I've got
And
20
pick the
left.
perfect time to slide behind Hunter Clark and come back up at the ball.
I think they're walking if it's 48 hours. How are they getting here, Hilly?
Driving past the airport, it sounds like.
Yeah. Strange.
Polkinghorne, the VFL leading goal kicker last year, comes in and that's glancing to the left.
Yeah, Michael Voss was all over this in the pre-match. If you missed it, he said it'll be incredibly difficult to move the ball out of the defensive half for the Saints tonight, despite it being a feature of their game. And when you look at it, 6 goals, 5 of their 7-7 from forward half work.
Again, they have to kick to a contest. Edwards stands underneath it. Higgins ground level. Hasn't been a factor. Chain of hands back to Higgins. He just has to go with a high up and under. Henry stands and waits. Does well. Gives it across to Lake. Now Hall searching long football. Bradley Hill steaming in off the wing. And there's just a bit of discontent between a couple of Saints.
Frustration. Haven't had many forays forward.
Holmes.
No way it's not showing up.
Pops it outside defensive 50. He's running repairs on Danger as Guthrie works it around with O'Connor and also Stewart, and eventually outside 50 to Jack Henry.
That's
Smith's
weird.
up to 17 disposals. Windhager's got the job on him. Still playing his role.
Danger watch at the moment. Long ball. Wanganeen Miller over his head. Wilkie Garcia tucks it under the arm. He's so fast. From 0 to 100. Inside 50. Shallow kick. Ball not trapped. And it's going to be a ball up.
Looks like the only one, Garcia, that's really shifting that ball out of the contest with leg speed for the Saints.
Stickers.
Game high margin the way of the Cats. They're dominating, although they were last week against the Giants. Then injuries and disaster befell them.
Good test there.
Clark
that
back
we see
inside.
now.
Marshall takes a strong grab. He's probably got the carry from here.
Stop it!
Yeah, he's going to have to take control here. Assume responsibility for the footy club and drive this one home and mitigate some of the damage on the scoreboard.
9 goals before tonight for the season. He's already kicked one when he grabbed it out of the ruck in game 173. He's been linked to this football club a couple of times in the last few years.
Come up for that, shouldn't it? Minimum duels.
Drag the Saints back.
Minimum
He's under 30 points. Take his best. Kicks from 53 metres. Strikes it well. Distance was always going to be a worry. Falls to a dangerous area. Henry, Higgins, a couple of sneaks. Cats besiege them. Falls to Owens. Punches it. Cats come with pressure again. Henry, Clark, Warple. Only just got rid of it. Wilson at ground level. Still they come. Atkins threw it on the boot in the end. They work it through. Hard, scrappy football, but they get it out of trouble.
Ferocious defence in the end, and they get out of trouble. Up the ground, Polkinghorne. Showing us terrific things in the AFL, and now takes on the man on the mark. He's confident. Kicks towards attacking 50. It'll be diffused by Burns.
Gee, it looks like they've found one in Polkinghorne there.
They just keep finding them, the Cats. They find 2 a year, Jack. It's annoying for other clubs who are trying to rebuild Hilly, and they just pluck them from anywhere. Your boy from 48 hours away.
Pick number 44, so his pick's a bit less than the distance to get to his joint. He started nicely. Funny old hand pass. Brad Hill needs to really start sparking his side. O'Connor, ground level, had some time on the bench, back on the ground. Holds it up to Atkins. He was looking for Holmes, but the lasso will get him.
See what he was trying to do there, just sort of poke that ball through. They had 2 players ahead of the contest.
I think it's too
just
big.
missed them. As Patrick Dangerfield's had that left
Put
quad
it in
strapped.
the middle.
Silvani. Oh, tried to keep it low.
Stop it.
He's missed his mark. O'Connor floats it to close, and he's got a man in separation, and that is Polkinghorne. He had a shot at goal from a relatively similar position earlier on and hit the post, but he goes closer this time to Myers.
Well, this man here, he spent 5 weeks in the VFL. Currently, he's the #1 rated player on the ground for Brian Myers.
Stop it!
Usually, he's the crafty player looking to get the ball inside 50.
I think I have to add it to the other source.
It's a huge hole created there. The handover happened, and no one went with Myers. It was Wilkie who passed him across.
Kicked the first 2 goals of this quarter, looking for 4 straight goals in a row for the Cats. Arcs around as he usually does, but he shanks it this time. And through for a behind.
Only 3 goals of the term for the Cats. They lead by 12 at the first break. They're out to a 36-point margin. Bailey Smith's had 17.
A couple of people just asked me how the Polkinghorns would get to London.
Well, I'd be like the old Ashes tourist who took 3 months on the boat. Wilkie. Near side. Hill was always outsized.
Football.
And Sullivan came and took care of business.
Well, Sharman needs to get on his bike. That's where they need to see him. Hitting the wings, winning some contests. I don't see anyone in that centre-half forward area being able to compete against the Cats. They look so organised.
Holmes, little fumble. And then to De Koning, who was a quick thinker to Warple. Quickly kicks it inside 50.
Let's get a chance.
Polkinghorn waits at the back. Wilkie grabbed him, no free kick. Silvani back to O'Connell. And then to Burns, dangerous position. He's going to go up the staples. Windhager plays on quickly. Flares it over the top. Filippo takes on his man. And then to Travalia through the middle. Now Garcia. That's better from St Kilda. All on his own Sharman. If it hits the target, it does. Over the top to Higgins. And snapping back for the
Saints. There we go.
That negates the run of 3 goals for the Cats, and the first goal for the Saints this quarter.
Well, this is what they can do when they get in open play. The St Kilda Football Club, we know they've got speed. We know they've got players that will take dashes. Excellent handball from Cooper Sharman here on the Harvey Norman replay.
Just want to show this because look at Mullen. He goes with Nasai Wanganeen Miller across the arc. See middle there? And leaves the 2 free, the more dangerous Saints. Now, that's how you can exploit the opposition when being tagged. So Mullen stays with Nasaya and opens up the channel through the corridor, and they go coast to coast. So you understand his individual task, but at some stage, the team need to override that.
All right, let's test it now. Make that
back to a 30-point margin. Filippo only as far as Warple, gets it back to Mateus.
Stop it!
Sack out to the Toyota logo on the wing. O'Connor will track it. Wilson.
It's already over there.
It was off the boot of Henry. Noted immediately Lawson Humphries that he touched it on the boot. Now Garcia.
Kicks to the flank. Clark in the middle, lost sight of it. Off a standing start, Marshall, kick and hope. And easily picked off by Stewart.
Needed to take it there, Stewart. It was a 2v1 inside forward 50. Jack Higgins was out the back.
Oh, wow. Treats to Dempsey. A bit indecisive and now has to kick back to Clark.
Might be time to throw Naz forward, I reckon. This is just, it's not really, I know he helped create that last goal, but he's only had the 4 kicks so far in this first half.
So the congestion, Marshall.
Oh, so my face isn't showing on the vertical.
Holmes cut it off. Caminiti had a fresh airy. Warple bundling ball towards Wilkie v Dangerfield. Dangerfield.
I think that'll update once we
holding the football.
Activate the other plug-in.
Advantage paid, so St
after
Kilda
the footy.
can press on to Wanganeen Miller.
52 from home. Nas, can he provide some magic? Plays
So
on, looks at the sticks, sends it deep, but loses accuracy, and Stewart's got it covered anyway.
That's an individual chasing the goal. It's a great tackle and could have gone either way really in the end, too high or holding the ball, but he had options there, Nasaya, but he wanted the goal because he's battling personally. Reviewing either the mark or the behind.
That updates.
Review complete. Looking at this angle, we can see the ball crosses the back of the behind line before being marked. Decision on scoreboard.
Decision on scoreboard.
Jack's very happy with the arc work tonight.
Let's get it ready for finals.
Update, mate. All right, has it updated the...
Stewart to bring it back. His
I've
kick
moved my
short
thing
and
round.
doesn't hit the target, so Owens gets an opportunity here. He pats it to himself, and then Wilson comes for support, tries to get it back to
I've
Owens.
moved
Picked up by Sharman, spills it to Wilson.
Refresh.
Saints had a chance, but the defence was too strong.
A couple of kicks there, just coming out of the Geelong defence we've seen in the last 2 forays out.
Oh, there we go.
That have missed targets.
They're both from Stewart, and I think he's filthy with himself. That's why the tackles are so
I
hard.
know why it didn't
Cam
up that.
Mooney alongside Jack Rewald, David King, Matt Hill, Thursday night footy on Fox. De Koning, Marshall. Wilson attacks the footy hard, just punches into Holmes.
Yeah, I
who
think
gets
once we
back
put
to
the plug
his feet
in,
rather gingerly, ball hemmed in.
So after the footy, when we go on the other screen, and I activate the plug-in, it should come through here. Oh!
Free kick goes to Rowan Marshall for high
Wow.
contact. He can go back and shoot for 2.
Gee, he's really putting in the big
It's
ones.
2
this
chats
guy.
though.
He'll be 4 more goals down if he wasn't out there at the moment.
What's that one? What's the other
Coming
one?
up for disposal 14, the big ruckman.
Runner-up in the best and fairest in 2019.
This
Comes
one?
in. As I mentioned earlier, still night for goal kicking.
Other one.
And completely off the side of the boot. And
The
just
top one.
registers a behind.
Top one's the vertical.
Touched on it earlier how it was 25 points the difference at halftime last week, the Giants versus the Cats. Just got to keep playing it out. Oh,
She had him cold there too, Higgins. Stood up in the tackle. Owens out towards the outer side. Big fly from Dangerfield with those hands poked upwards. Filippo with a late chance. 15 seconds on the clock. He'll probably kick after the siren to give them a bit of momentum into the break, Kingy.
yeah, it's a big kick, isn't it? And this is what this man craves. He wants the moment. Well, here it is. Found a way to force the Cats into turnover in the last 10 minutes. This is a must. If the Saints are going to win tonight, this kick is a must.
Son of the former Bulldog, Sam. 10 goals for the season.
1 point.
It never really looked on target. So the Cats, they extend their lead. 12 points at quarter time. It's out to a 27-point half-time margin, 7-8 to 3-5.
Oh, it's just been a domination. Forward half domination from Geelong. 7 changes, and it looks like they're actually playing some really good footy. So I'm sure Chris Scott will be happy with their forward half game.
Bailey Smith's had 17 disposals. Garcia 18 for the visitors. Geelong lead at 7-8-50 to the Saints 3-5-23 by 27 points. Tomorrow night, Sydney in action at home at the SCG versus the resurgent Adelaide Crows. Charlie Curnow is having a big dash in the season. Papley back in the side. Look forward to tomorrow night on Fox.
We want you to dance like a dimmy.
All right, dinner time. I'll be back. Chuck some music on. Probably get on some games as well.
much longer stuck here in the silence, lost in the sea of stillness. Give me something to hold on to. So break me, mold me, and erase me. After all, I'm nothing here without you. Will you hear me when I go? Watch me lose it all. You light the flame and let me fall. So when is it my time?
What up? Kappa.
Hey. Why did you follow? You weren't meant to follow.
Break me, mold me, and erase me. After all, I'm nothing here without you. Will you hear me when I go? Watch me lose it all. You light the flame and let me fall. So when is it my turn to watch this sadness burn? Please help me out, I'm fighting against the odds.
Been doing this in the reserves for the last month, hitting his targets. We know how critical his kicks are. He's had 10 touches. He's the #1 ranked player on the ground at half-time. His vision is beautiful. His touch is fantastic. He kicks to the advantage of teammates. And what he has done tonight is when he's had the opportunities, a couple of goals in that second term. I mean, that's a spectacular snap off one step from a really tight angle. He works defensively. He's doing it all. So, again, his return, we talk about the inclusion of Polgahorn, who's been great, but the return of Myers has been just as good, if not even better.
6 score involvements, Vossi. He's been busy.
Their forward line's got going, hasn't it? And Chris spoke about during the week about getting that cohesion. They've been able to change it up, and some of those small forwards are having a real impact. Brad Close is also having impact as well, who's been an addition to this team as well.
Vossi, you flagged this before the game, the fact that St Kilda needed to be able to move the ball quickly and aggressively through the middle, out of their defensive half. They've got jammed up in there.
Yeah, it's been the forward half game, and we know how efficient Geelong have been at this particular part of the game and at this ground as well. So this obviously comes from stoppage and fed out the back and able to find Atkins to be able to finish that play there. But this has been pretty much the theme of the night, hacking the ball down the line, losing these critical contests, whether it's in the air or on the ground. Geelong being able to change angle with their ball movement and then being able to find that uncontested mark inside 50. So that's been the theme of the night, Moon. So as a tall forward for the Saints, they really have to get going now. They really have to make a difference in these particular contests.
Yeah, you really do. And again, we talk about the ground and the dynamics of it. Again, a quick kick out of MCG, you can kick it a bit wider, so you give yourself a little bit more time to set up. You kick it here, it's straight back into your forward line. So that's the dynamics of the ground again.
Moons, how are you seeing some of the matchups from ground level? Nasiah in game number 100 is struggling.
Yeah, he is. And Mullins does a great job. We know he's one of the best taggers in the game, but you know, we heard the guys upstairs talk about, do you start throwing him around, Chief? I mean, do you start throwing him down the forward line, or do you put him on a half-back line? Because through the middle of the ground right now, as you can see, only the 9 possessions, Mullins really got the better of him.
But he's also got to come to grips with these sort of games, and sometimes as a coach, I think you've got to let a player fight through something before you actually say, well, let's just concede and do something else. I mean, he's still the sort of player that can come out and have 20-plus possessions in the second half and turn this game around. He can get the Saints back into it, but it's going to take an enormous effort, and he's going to have to lift his work rate.
How do they work through it? How do they help him?
Well, I think Naz can take more kick-ins. He's, I think, only had 1 for the night. But also use their short possession out of the back half, not just kicking it long down the line all the time. So effectively that takes him out of play because he can't connect either through mark or through overlap, and that's where he's the most dangerous, where he gets his metres gained where he can get that overlap and he can drive his metres with his legs.
Well, he hasn't got a big Jonathan Brown to take someone out for him either. So.
Well, that always helps. Can't do that anymore, though, Moot. But he's such a critical player, but it's also not him. The midfield needs to lift. Garcia's been the main midfielder for them at the moment, but they're not necessarily getting the ball at this particular stage, so they can share the load a little bit more as well.
The one positive you can take is you're 27 points down at half-time, and nothing's worked.
No.
Nobody's really had a big first half. Nothing has worked. If they can get some of their own game going in the second half, they can get right back in this contest.
We're going to have a look at a lab now that shows us what they need to get going, Bossy, and what they need to do a bit more of.
Well, here's from contests, and this is where they've been actually fairly strong, is that they're getting out of stoppage, and this is where their scores have come from. Obviously, they had one disallowed in the second quarter from stoppage, but it's been their forward half stoppage game that's kept them in it. That's where they're being able to get their scores. But if this game is going to change, they need to figure out a way how to get the ball from their back half to their front half. This is a supply question. You can't have 31 inside 50s to 20 and expect to win.
Moons, what do you think? I mean, you're sitting at ground level, sitting right up close to it, just how suffocated they are.
Oh, look, I think Vossi hit it on the head before the game. If you can't move the ball quickly out of this defence, it's just going to live there. You know, and that's the problem for them right now. Geelong are just getting repeat inside 50s. They defend this ground so well. We've spoken about that 1,000 times over the years, and they're showing it tonight. So unless St Kilda really want to take the game on, and for me, I'd rather lose by 50 and have a go than lose by 27 and just play the way that they've been playing.
Yeah, great point. Hopefully for the game's sake that happens and they do take it on. John Ralph is going to join us shortly with all the selection news ahead of a big weekend, and one of the highlights of round 19 undoubtedly is Saturday night, Collingwood and Carlton at the MCG.
Only one thing comes close to matching the love Collingwood and Carlton fans have for their respective clubs. And it's the hatred for the other.
We know they hate each other, and we hope that hate brings out a fierce contest.
130 seasons of these two boxing on with zero short steps.
Not for young and old.
Tell the umpires to back off and let them sort it out. This rivalry, it's generational. Both would tell you for sure that Wayne Harms was in and out.
Harms almost makes credit. Tucks it back to shoulder. That's a goal!
But it's the recent history that belongs to Fly's Pies. Under the guidance of Craig McRae, Collingwood have won 8 of 9 encounters.
Carlton are out of the finals!
Some of those finishes completely bonkers. The latest masterminded by the little champ, Nick Dacos. The best of the best, and he's only getting better.
Dacos, right on the line. If it is to be, it's up to me.
Now they go again, live from 7:15 in a Super Saturday main event exclusive to Fox Footy and KO Sports. The Magpies suddenly on the march, 4 straight wins and recapturing that close game magic.
Siren! Footy! It's the best reality TV there is!
Carlton's resurgence crashed into a brown and gold roadblock. Now Josh Fraser must engineer a response. Lucky, this is a stage, a rivalry he knows very well. Collingwood and Carlton supercharging the race to September right here on Fox Footy and KO Sports, Australia's sports leader.
Saturday night right here on Fox Footy. It is going to be enormous. John Ralph joins us with the HBFL team changes.
Football. Let's have a look at the stats.
This weekend.
We have to start with Carlton Collingwood. So it's an old-fashioned rivalry with a
Hugo
bit of a wild card
Garcia.
twist, of course, given Carlton. He's just hanging in there.
Wow.
So Jeremy Howe misses with the groin issue we talked about last Friday night. It is that day break, but they don't risk him. Lockie Schultz is out with their syndesmosis. So, look, they're banged up at both ends. Isaac Quainer comes back from an ankle concern that's seen him miss a couple of weeks. George Hewitt limped off last week. Maybe just wanted to avoid the rain, but certainly that back spasm. He is selected in the side, and the Carlton expectation is that he will play. Ison and Hollands have been dropped. So for tomorrow night's Sydney-Adelaide clash, Logan McDonald comes back in for Sydney, and Braden Campbell back in after a whole season out, effectively with a shin stress fracture. He played VFL last week. For Adelaide, Taylor Walker is managed, and Rory Laird is out with injury. Freo manages Shea Bolton, who he saw. They bring back Hayden Young. It's only the 1 week out with that groin complaint. So Justin Longmuir says, we're not resting players for the sake of it, and I think that that's been franked by the selection of Hayden Young. Mason Cox, 150 games. He holds his spot over Sean Darcy, the American Pie. What a great story. story there. Hawthorn brings back Nick Watson, Josh Battle, Josh
8
Weddle
tackles,
against
Atkins.
Richmond.
What a
All
beast.
3 will play, but no Will Day, who could have played through a
bloody
Port Cup,
beast.
but was probably due for a rest anyway. And then, of course, GWS, well, they take on Essendon. You'd imagine they'd win. So Carlton would be a game and percentage behind if they can't beat Collingwood. How do you beat Collingwood? Your old mate, Craig McRae?
Well, 2 ways. Make sure you look after Nick Dacos.
The loading
and,
or what?
Second, get the last 2 minutes right. Because they're effectively how games have been decided. And you know, we say about rivalries, and this is why we love them, is that it doesn't matter where anyone is on the scoreboard. This has more relevance clearly to what happens in the back end of the season, but these are always tightly fought.
What happens to the mindset of the players? You win 7 in a row, then the bubble burst last week, and they got a little bit of a hiding. Can they just get straight back on the horse?
I think they can. I think the response is there. I think if there's anything that they were carrying any mental scars, they're well and truly over. You get enough confidence out of that 7 weeks to suggest you can bounce back pretty quickly.
Ralphie, from a Geelong perspective, Patrick Dangerfield tonight, any concerns?
He's been sore, he's had some treatment with that left quad, and it's certainly been strapped. Now, whether that's just a corky, he was hobbling last week, remember, and this is a 5-day break. You rest 7 players, and obviously only a few of those are injured. You'd think that maybe he might have been the man, but when Paddy wants to play, I think he plays, and so we just have to back in the Geelong Medicos, but only a single possession at half-time. He'd be desperate to have a better, increased impact in the second half.
It's been an unusually tight game for the superstar. Let's see how he bounces back in the second half. Well, the Stars are arriving for the greatest fight card in Australian boxing history. Former unified world champion Errol Spence Jr. was welcomed to Sydney this morning with a First Nations smoking ceremony. He makes his long-awaited return to the ring next Sunday against Tim Zhu. It is live and only on Main Event.
Tim Zhu is in a destructive mood today.
2 giants. The greatest event in Australian boxing.
It's been years in the making.
Big dogs versus underdogs. Australia versus the USA.
I can't wait to get in there.
A storm is coming. Spence versus Zoo. Live only on Main Event.
You're watching Thursday Night Footy on Fox. Brought to you by Ford Everest. Conquer weekends.
Where's the pictures you did before? Previous tasks. What? I'm gonna have a rump. I guess I could ask that to... Oh, my search and design. Can you please?
Me and you and me was a dream at first. I got lost in your world, in your universe. I never thought our love would ever end. I messed up, made it worse, pushed you away. All that fighting and pain till you left one day. Wish
Gallery.
I could take back all those things I said. I can't deny that I miss you, and I know that you miss me too. So let's get over our issues and go back to me plus you. I know that things weren't perfect, but I think it's worth it. Nobody knows you like I do.
What is it doing?
First half and lead by 27 points after they led by 14 at quarter time. They don't want to be a part of wild card calculations. They want to be a part of top 6 calculations, and a win tonight would certainly see them up there. And kicking, as far as St Kilda is concerned, that stat is damning.
Yeah, it is, and we thought they were ready to take the step. You know, they've had some close losses. 1 point to the Crows, 2 points to the Swans, couple of goals to Collingwood and Melbourne, but this was their opportunity. They're building nicely, and they've been whacked right between the eyes. 27 points at half-time. The game's not gone. I want to see how St Kilda fight this out. Can they mount a charge? The Giants were half written off at this stage last week. Just over 4 goals down. Very similar position. Not a lot of work for them. Can the Saints rally in the third term?
Seven changes. You could just see James Warple, who starts on the bench here in the second half.
God.
He's coming. He's only played the 6 games this year. He's had 7 inside 50s. 5 score involvements. You can see he leads all comers with meters gained.
Cats by 14 at quarter time, 27 at the half. Brian Myers has kicked a couple, and Polkinghorne 6 marks in the first half, the most by a Cat on debut in the first half of football. Dangerfield starts in the middle, tries to impact immediately. Wiltshire attacks the footy hard, close in the long sleeves, gets one high. So the Cats will look to punch inside 50 early to get things underway. Mullins doing a great job on Wanganeen Miller. Close, back in the side, little 9-9 favours the Saints. Mason Wood comes out and takes an uncontested grab.
Wanganeen Miller gives the instructions and then finds the chest of Owens.
And that's why you tag him. That is a piercing pass.
Owens along the chalk. Caminiti harassed out of it and out of play.
Always interested to see what the teammates do to help Nasiah. So how many checks, how many blocks are going to Mullen? He's all alone here on an island at the front of stoppage here. No support, no help from teammates.
Edwards working his way towards the front, but it was trapped by Marshall.
And
off a step is going to float it really long towards the pockets. But Henry with the mark.
Jack from the back pocket.
There.
Sees Ollie Wiltshire as well to take it away from Garcia. Dishes it off to Bailey Smith. 17 in the first half. Utilises Mullen. Looks back in the direction of Smith. Close ignores the hand pass. They're building again here, the Cats. Punching it out to Dangerfield. He pierces the ball inside 50. Neil. He did really well there, Polkinghorne, to keep his man out of the contest, which enabled Neil to take the grab.
Beautiful.
He's smart, Polkinghorne. He's just doing everything right. Just look at the body check here. Just to take Wilkie's body out of that next contest. He just comes across. Yours, big boy. I'll take care of Wilkie. That's just terrific team first play.
Neil, 30 goals for the season, 44 last year. Steers it home. Enjoyed it. Cats back out to 33.
Great finish there from Shannon Neal. If we take a look on the Harvey Norman replay, can you speak about what can teammates do for Nasiah? It's what can Nasiah do for his teammates too. Just does man up in this bit of play as it gets going. I'd love to see him go and actually play on. You can see Mullen gets the ball there. Nasiah just sitting in the middle of the ground. Go to the stoppage and go and play on another Geelong player. Try and create some confusion. Create a 2v1. Be the team player when you're getting tagged. Moving it too easy there, Geelong.
First goal of the quarter for the Cats in the middle. Wanganeen Miller runs into the wall of Wiltshire. Advantage was paid, and then it was play on. Dangerfield taken out of it by Windhager. Philippou floats the handball forward. A man was on Owens. Philippou has to gather again. They get him.
It's a good chat. It's a really good chat. Does Nasiah have to go and man someone else up, or does the team? What would they do if it was Marcus Bontempelli?
Atkins, Holmes funnels it out. Wiltshire close. Atkins has Higgins steaming down on him. Wiltshire held his composure. Then Humphreys works it forward. Lies back to Humphreys. Breaks loose. Runs to 48. There should be something. Offline.
What would they do if it was Bontempelli?
Oh, I think you need your stars to dominate. It's a star-driven competition. I feel like the team needs to go their way to get their star into the game.
Brad Hill to a 2-on-1. Doesn't work out for Caminiti.
But I understand your point too, Jack.
I think it's probably a sign of where St Kilda are at, because if that's Brisbane and it's Lachie Neale that's being tagged, he's the one that's going to go create the 2v1. So what comes first, the team tag or team attitude from Nazara, or the team looking after him?
Gets the free, Caminiti, then just dumps it unceremoniously out on the full. Sullivan down the line. Ground level to be 1. Neale worked a hand pass out on the full. So a scrappy start.
Why can't you take the background away?
Working with Mark O'Connor there. Silvani to Hill inside D50. Plays on, and then aggressive kick to Filippo. Had to be accurate. Humphreys with the late close. Filippo, Travaglia. The baby-faced Saint out to Caminiti.
Okay, you take the background away.
Onto the left, spearing ball towards Marshall. 2 bites of the cherry. He's got it.
Yeah, he's working hard, the big man. You just cannot question what he's doing. He's putting the Cats to the sword as often as he can. It's just pinching that 10 metres at the right time. His work rate's outstanding.
Opens up the angle and kicks the goal. Saints have an answer, and he's kicked 2.
Going to have to gamble a bit here, Jack, aren't they? They're going to have to take some risks, charge forward on occasion, borderline cheat just to try and get the scoreboard ticking over. The hardest thing to do when you come down here, I mean, you look at the last 23 times the Cats have played at Cardinia Park. They only conceded 100 points 4 times. And we were down here a couple of weeks ago. Brisbane put them to the sword to the tune of 123, but you rarely see it. So what sort of number are you going to have to get to tonight to even give yourself a chance? You would think they're going to have a 7-8 goal quarter at some stage to do that. And just look at Marshall here. Dip me lead to this guy. He's the one person out there. It's Garcia and Marshall at the moment that are really fighting the fight.
Back in the middle we go, trying to build something. High ball forward, Silvani under pressure. Been good in defence tonight as Jack brought the ball to ground. Ollie Henry punches it forward to Manor, kick the opener, Manor, dangerous around the sticks. Across the face, let off for the Saints.
Need to spread the ground more, the Saints here. Just really open it up. You can see players moving. Geelong just sitting on the inside of them, and that is a risk.
Down the middle to O'Connell. He wants to go wide and then goes up the middle to Windhager. Hill, Wilson charging through, beats his man and then slipped over. Mung kick along the ground. Marshall comes out and meets it. To Hall, to Lake.
And that's the kick out.
Wow.
Precision that Nasai has. Puts into the corridor at speed, and then it's just a little bit of flow. That's why you want the ball in his hands. That's why I want the team to block for Nasai. He's the only one that can do that.
Campbell Lake, only his 6th match tonight. Important kick early in this third term to give St Kilda some life, and drives it through for their 5th. We've got a game here at Geelong. Saints have kicked the last 2.
We're seeing more of this, aren't we? Almost set plays from kick-outs.
You can see all those St Kilda players sort of shifted out to create the corridor that was open. And, I mean, maybe it's just a stoppage where you go 2v1 because you know you're going to have Mullen sitting on you there. In open play, you go and get him to take every single kick out because that's what he can do with the ball there. An incredible kick out that just created a huge highway through the middle for the Saints, and they were able to grab it.
Kicked a couple of goals off the back half tonight, Jack, that have been scintillating, the ball moving. You can see what they can be, St Kilda. 2 in a row, which they did to end the first quarter. Opportunity for a clearance here. Philip Poe backs back into trouble. They look clear now through the impressive Wilson. Sends it out to Henry. Haven't seen much of him. Comes to ground, Holmes. Wanganeen Miller is in the area. Oh, big crunching tackle. Both getting up okay, though.
He's really lifted in this term, Wilson. That's a big tackle. Just trying to break from that last stoppage.
De Koning, V. Marshall, Warple off the grounds. Trapped by Ollie Henry, kicked along the ground by O'Connor, grabbed by Marshall though for the Saints, and then Windhager just nudged off the kick and out of bounds on the full.
Windhager and Smith have been going at it for about a quarter and a half. Smith just absolutely let him know how of a kick that was.
19 for Bailey Smith. Good contest right in front of the benches. Owens sees it across the line.
Let him run here. Let him run. Bailey, watch it.
27-point half-time margins, been whittled back to 23. 2 goals to 1 for the term. The way the Saints have kicked the last 2. There they are, Windhager and Smith, as Moons was pointing out. They're still going off the ball. Still pushing and shoving. Smith throws his hands back. Wanganeen Miller floats it into the middle. Through the hands of O'Connell. Now Burns. Chance from half-back, Silvani.
We just saw that last stop. It's exactly what we've been talking about.
Previous goal kicker, Lake to Woods. To
There we
Sharma.
go.
A block for Nasiah. You win the clearance. Best player has ball in hand.
Into the field of play, floating ball. Was a bit of a miss kick in the end, didn't get to Hall. Now O'Connor took his medicine, got the football to Stewart. And now throwing it on the boot. He's changed his boot colour. Dempsey now in the pink boots. Had green ones on in the first half. Spills out to Wood. Back to Silvani. Round the corner inside 50. Caminiti pressured by De Koning. Diffuses.
How do they get more out of Ryan? 2 disposals and Henry 2 disposals. Those small forwards for the Saints.
Oh, I think they're playing too far away from the ball at the moment, Howie. I'd be getting them up the ground, try and sit at the feet of the tools. The distance between where the ball and that last line of offence is for St Kilda is too far.
Oh, what?
Haven't seen them around the play at all much tonight. There's Henry overrunning it. Tossed out the back of the contest.
Oh, my God.
Away from Ollie Henry.
You can't look at a
Liam
website?
Henry. Saints wobble it forward. Stewart needs to be good in the contest. Dangerous ground ball. Here's Liam Ryan. Throws his head back, and now he gets that chance to make it 3 in a row for St Kilda. And you just feel around the ground things are slowly turning.
Yeah, you can feel it, can't you? The Saints have lifted their work rate. Their key playmakers getting their hands on the ball, not a lot in it. It's really borderline staging the way he throws himself back, but Stewart does take him high. It's a free kick, but he made sure the umpire didn't miss it, put it that way.
Liam Ryan, you mentioned only 2 disposals for the night, but this to hit the board and bring it back to a 17-point margin does that. Saints starting to move. Hold the phone.
You've got to challenge these guys to do more work, Jack. I know the coach can help them with some positioning, but they've just got to work harder. Ryan's got to get in the game. Henry's got to get in the game. Caminiti.
Can't show a website.
You've taken 1 mark for the night, 1 kick for the night. That's where they're falling down. At centre-half forward. 17 points. Next goal becomes critical. Cats have been able to respond most of the night.
The challenge has been thrown down. The important third quarter. Bit of tension around the stadium now in Geelong. Owens catches it out of the ruck and then handball to the opposition in O'Connor. DeConey flares it out to Smith with 2 Saints to beat. Overclubbed it for Warple. Grabbed by Hunter Clark. Handball forward. Garcia now Wilson. It's going to be a free kick and Wilson's advantage paid. And he has sprayed it out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, and the forwards give him a spray as well, but he is working hard, Wilson. Positive error. It's going to happen.
Up to 21 disposals, the number 22. Geelong, they work their way out of defence through Atkins.
So that pressure number, bottom right of screen there, has just dropped through the floor for Geelong, 146.
Switches on to Clark, who's playing a nice game off half-back. Oh, that's not so good, though. You want to get Liam Ryan involved. That's one way of doing it. Turns it back the other way. Low, 4 in a row, gets away from Cooper Sharman, and that's a big missed opportunity.
I don't know whether he needed to play on there, Cooper Sharman. He had players getting ahead, but then had the second wave of St Kilda players coming through that didn't have any opponents on them.
Humphreys, O'Sullivan up against 2 Saints.
What? Oh my God! I can't listen to the football.
He gets on with it quickly.
Who
Neil is his
contact?
targets. Able to gather. And then over the top he goes. Running onto it, Ollie Henry. He's got a man on his own in Myers inside 50. Backpedal, stops, props to Dangerfield. And that spells danger. Bang! Geelong with the answer.
After.
Well, you give him a chance.
Can't even listen to the football.
And that man just rampaging. Stocker just ran straight over the ball.
TikTok
Sharman made
is
the
so
previous error.
stupid.
The big price to pay, isn't it, from Cooper Sharman?
Well, this is just as bad. Now, Stocker's got this ball absolutely sewn up and lets it go through his hands into the running Cat brigade, and then they're out and gone. I mean, that's sort of at minimum gone over the boundary line. You just can't make mistakes against good teams, and maybe that's why they're 0-8 against good teams.
Especially when you start the way they've started. They were 4 goals down before we even knew it. You're fighting your way, you're clawing your way back away from home. And just 2 costly errors. A 2-goal turnaround.
Sharman misses, Dangerfield hits. Back out to a more comfortable 22 points for the Cats. Oh, and spent a fair bit of time in the ruck tonight against DeConey. Windager and Bailey Smith continue their own private war. Have a look at the Moons. Really tucking into each other off the contest. Just keep an eye on Windager and Smith in the background, pushing and shoving.
Umpire required again.
Mention Sam. Hands free. Go the footy, please.
See the support
at the bottom.
That's what we're talking about.
Owens and Wilson get a touch to it. Lake fended them off, and then his kick inside 50 easily picked off by Jack Henry.
Caught behind again, Caminiti. That's been too much of the story tonight for him. It's been dictated to by the Geelong defence in contest.
Wanted to go up the Staples, went wide. Dempsey dropped it in the end. Hill came through, tapped it to the advantage of Wood. Inboard to Windhager, who slaps it on the boot. Wobbly entry inside 50. Doesn't quite do the job. Caminiti, and then Clark tackled, grabbed by Lake, and then to Garcia off a standing start. Floating ball, and the last line of defence, Humphreys.
Immediately disposed of the football. Needed to be spot on. It was 50. Burns 2 metres over, the umpire said. Lost him 50.
I think it was worth the risk. If he calls play on, you got him cold.
Guthrie straight down the middle to Warple. Had a good night back in the side. Spins around. Dangerfield starting to really have an impact. They've got 3 men out the back of the contest. Danger just blasted it beyond them all.
It was a poor decision.
He's O'Sullivan too, Jack.
Yeah, Moons, he was out, absolutely out. He'd worked forward. Was slid down the fat side of the ground. There's the 50-metre penalty.
Jeez, you've got to reward your defenders when they run that hard, don't you?
Nothing more deflating, Moons, when you're a forward and your back is a goal on you.
De Koning goes himself, was hoping for Manor, picked off by Wilkie. This is dangerous. Dempsey all over it.
Well, this is what forward pressure does. This man, as good as anyone getting ahead of the ball. You know, he's a very, very good aerial player. We just see a little block here from Shannon Neal, just to make sure he had a free jump at there on Silvani. It was excellent body work.
Bummer.
Hit the goal kickers list in 21 individual matches last year, did Dempsey. This is his assignments. And they've hit back hard, the Cats. It's back out to 28 points.
But again, it's that pressure in the forward half, and it was Manor on that occasion. He just gets a hand on Wilkie, a lunging hand to disrupt this kick. Wilkie's on his strong leg, and just there, he just checks his left leg, and it spikes straight up. And just look at Manor, desperate to get something on Wilkie, and it's just enough to cause a sky ball that favours the Cats forwards. I know we've harped on this all night, but that's 7 goals, 6 from forward half work of their 10 goals, 10.
Sharman missed to really tighten it up. Since then, the Cats responded with a couple, as they do, back out to a 28-point margin. So actually 27 and a half times they've actually given up a point. Wanganeen Mineral, look at Mullen right in his back pocket as he has been all night. There's Dempsey. Now O'Connor.
I'm not sure I've seen a tagger be closer to the target, if you like.
Where did we speak to him, Kingy? In the rooms in Brisbane? Was
Yes,
it after
right.
the win? He talked about the mental strength required to be focused all night.
Yeah.
Now he leaves the ground more mentally than physically tired. Here is his opponent, Wanganeen Millerer. Little scrubber for Bailey Smith, gathers it. Clark took a moment. Smith stands up in the tackle, as does De Koning. Marshall being the Saints' best. Comes again, the big fellow at ground level. Sends a ball deep, wobbling towards the pocket. O'Sullivan, front measure. Plays it so well, just about every time. Looks for Henry. Doesn't quite find the target.
Close off the ground, picked up by Manor, and as they try and spread the field, back with the flight, poking on. Stocker did well. Handball Travalia, back to Stocker, can run through the middle. Floats the handball to Marshall, now to Clark, and now to Wilkie. Out wide he goes to Lake. So this is a better build-up. Lake too far out to score, pokes it towards the pocket. Sharman no mark.
Now, you're not going to see this on the highlights anywhere. But if we get a behind the goals opportunity to see what Connor O'Sullivan did there, he guarded 2 men. He guarded Higgins, who was 30 from goal in the corridor, and then worked back to make the spoil. Terrific play.
Game 44 for the young man, who just improves seemingly every single outing. Lake tries to burst his way through, falls to ground level. Windager, clear access to the football. Marshall out of the ruck, hands it immediately way to Hall, throws it on the boot.
Golski.
And the Saints get one back against the flow.
Saying it.
You just see that Rowan Marshall is feasting on the Cats in the ruck.
It's
He
saying
got
it.
a goal in the first
I'll
quarter.
have some shorts up
to
later,
himself. Slide of hands here to Max Hall.
Cats were a fan of this man coming in, and he's just destroying them.
Oh, yeah.
He's 23 disposals. He's number 1 for the Saints. 7 score involvements, which is number 1 on the field. It's been terrific.
How good was that little dink handball there? Just to know that that would be a required hit spot where they would have talked about potentially hitting the ball there. But because he's grabbed it, Hall still runs through the hit spot. And instead of being a tap down, it's actually a little handball there. So excellent work from Marshall there. Protects the ball drop with just the extension of the arms.
Both ruckmen miss at that time. And they wrap up the football. Secondary ball up. And again, they don't get contact to the footy. Now Edwards got a fist to it. Travalia running backwards. Philippo to Windhager. Bouncing ball. Trapped well by Wilson. Back to Travalia. Working hard. Kick towards the flank. Up they go. Higgins at the back. And then front and centre was Hall. Got the handball forward. Higgins can run onto it. He just didn't have enough to get it to Garcia on hands and knees.
You can't tackle someone that doesn't have the ball, mate.
And it was touched off the boot. Jack Henry with enough time to retreat. And back to Dempsey, who's got time to have a little bit of a bounce on the spot. And then exit defensive 50 towards Ollie Henry with a lunging mark on the chest.
Yeah,
free kick to Higgins.
3 Saints over there. Henry just worked harder.
Looks to the interior, nothing presents. Silvani in good position, fisted away from him.
Marshall's had 9 disposals this term. It's been going 24 minutes. He spent 9 of those on the bench. He's effectively played 15 minutes this term for 9. Leads all comers.
So the contest again with Edwards. Wanganeen Miller up. Ryan obstructed him, and Miller is talking to the umpire about it as play goes on around him. Dangerfield looks dangerous here.
Dangerfield looks dangerous.
Dempsey in towards Myers. Kick 2 in the second term. Keeps it in front of himself. They're pressing here, Geelong. Atkins looked out for Dangerfield. Battles away with Windhager. Ground level football. He's just getting frustrated, Wanganeen Miller, at the contact off the football.
Yeah, he gave the umpire an all-time spray there. Felt that Mullen was in his back.
All hacked out of the congestion. And Stewart with a diving mark. Just directing traffic as he always does. Jack Henry to Humphreys, who runs on by. Entry inside, attacking 50. Dropped by Matter, gathered by Marshall. Straight to Myers. Straight to Myers.
He's got another one.
He's kicked 3.
Wow. For some reason it doesn't clip when I'm in the game.
To score assist or not to Rowan Marshall that one, but he just coughed that up.
Soul destroying.
Yeah, well,
I'm in FC, it doesn't clip.
The thing with the Cats is they're picking off that ball coming out of the defensive 50.
That's
taking
bullshit.
15 intercept marks tonight, and the game just lives in pressure down here. The tackle pressure coming immediately from his right hand side. He feels it. He panics. Errant handball, and good teams make you pay.
Oh, this one for Thumper
tonight from Brian Myers.
He's been in the VFL for an extended period of time.
Well, a fortnight ago, we come down to the Brisbane game, and Jason Dunstall said, "Where's Close? Where's Myers? What's going on?" This is an unfamiliar Geelong lineup, and the importance of those guys has been seen tonight.
3 goals. Wanganeen Miller, a rare bit of space. Flips it out to Garcia. Alongside Marshall, leading for the Saints. Just slipping at the wrong time was Higgins.
There was a period of time where they were the
chance for the turnover.
Where they were the big thing. They were the Geelong powerhouse. That 4 players across that half forward line there. They got up, they got involved in possessions. They were high score involvements. And it's clear to see why Brian Myers is arguably one of the top 5 most important players for Geelong.
Marshall goes after his own work and tried to flare it to Higgins. Wilson, Sharman, Philippou calling for it, won't get to him. Dempsey picked it off instead. Stewart and now Clark, and then that driving ball out of bounds on the full.
Sure, the coach will be asked about it post-match in the press conference, but I'm sure he'll have a good reason as well. Definitely a question though. Brad Hill lopes forward, sends it deep. Stewart went a touch early. O'Connor, who's been on or off the bench throughout the night.
What am I doing?
Work done on his legs. Stewart had the presence of mind to stay up in the tackle. Ball to be won. Guthrie tracks after it.
Well done. Yeah, it's a good effort there from Guthrie to commit. He knows what's coming. He knows that 2 Saints are about to converge.
4 goals apiece in this 3rd term as Wood belts it towards the pocket. Ryan with a couple to beat. Higgins got a fingertip to it, and boundary umpire required.
He was in and out of the side early, Zach Guthrie. Has not missed a game since the 2022 Grand Final. Only Cat to have played every game since then. He's become a staple as Manor looks like he's getting a bit of work done.
He's had a big night. Marshall down towards Hall. Tried to kick it off the ground. Still an opportunity. Wanganeen Miller had a fresh airy. And it's going to be Stacks on and a ball up.
Yeah, and this is where Marshall has used his size and strength on multiple occasions.
And the Saints just shark one here, heading towards three-quarter time. That again is going to be a stoppage.
I'll save this for the weekend.
Marshall wanted a free kick. Nothing doing. Sharman in over the top. And a ball up.
Need to open up a bit, the Saints.
Marshall tried to get it down towards Sharman. Dempsey eventually, and then throws Guthrie under the bus. He was met solidly by Ryan. And guess what? Another ball up.
Big tackle from Liam Ryan. The Saints keeping the ball inside 50. Hall trying to create something. Holmes going the other way. Warple gets away from Travalia. Ollie Butcher under pressure. Clever hand pass from Holmes. Kept the ball in play. Travalia besieged by a couple of Cats. Tough, tight footy.
Golski.
Centering ball.
Oh!
Came off the boot of Wilson. But again, the Cats have got the answers. Through Dempsey. Now they've got the chance to clear. Eventually works out. Bailey Smith off half back. Puts it under his arm. Windhager, who's been battling with all night. He's loving running away from him. Bailey Smith sends it forward to Neil. Good ball
run.
from the Cats. Close. Steve's forward. They've got options galore. And in the end, it lands in the hands of Jade Polkinghorn. But Bailey Smith enjoyed the run.
What a run from Bailey Smith.
He
He's
put the
ball under
afterburners
the
on.
arm, and I think it was personal. You can see here the turnover happened. The Saints are playing a spare behind the ball. It's Brad Hill. And you can see that was a critical little handball there. And as soon as it was out, Smith took off. The other big moment, Shannon Neal, that was a great mark in between three Saints defenders. And this young man, I think he said took 6 marks inside forward 50 in the first half.
Kicked a goal, he's hit the post.
Ooh.
Another behind and a
Just.
complete miss. So he's had plenty of opportunities. Jade Polkinghorn, the debutant, works it to the near side.
Wrist it.
I think Cats fans will go home pretty happy with his start to his AFL career, Jack.
We like the look of him. We were guaranteed to see shots from him tonight. Certainly seen that.
Stocker to the congestion on the flank. It's going to be coming back in his direction because Clark's taken the mark.
Which Edwards has got forward here.
Clark spears it towards Edwards. Well, who's got it? The umpire says it was a 50-50.
Good call, I reckon. Good call.
Ball up, lads.
Useful
Ronald
valor.
Mitch. Garcia stands up. Filippo needs to get rid of it. I think he saw danger coming and realised it was danger. Down the line.
How's that not a
Cavanagh
free?
applies the tackle, slight fumble. O'Sullivan, a rarity. Still has time to drive it forward to Edwards. Hurd Warple. He's got Bailey Smith. He's got Bailey Smith. Fashions it to the top of the square. Filippo needs to be clean. They're under pressure. Mason Wood with the exit. Over the top. They're not out of danger yet, but eventually the line wins out.
Stephen, the distance that Max Holmes is away from Max Hall there, just close enough to put that just shade of doubt that he's going to be right on his hammer. That's another forward 50 stoppage.
So Cats by 27 at half-time, so they've extended by 2 points. After the Saints did kick 3 in a row at one point.
What?
And the Sharman missed and the Cats went bang, bang. It's got pretty physical. Garcia, Warple having a chat. Bailey Smith and Windhager have been head-to-head, pushing and shoving all night. Bailey Smith's had 25. Windhager's had 19. The main story that counts those three-quarter time, Geelong 11-11-77, St Kilda 7-6-48. The Cats leading by 29 points at three-quarter time. Post-game coming up, Chiefs trivia. Sarah Jones will be...
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Sentiment.
yeah, that'll do. Gets him into all 90s. Looking for tonight. Oh. I think I gotta win one more bloody. See if we can win one more, eh? One more. Let's get Pele in. Pardon me. Should have 3. Oh, BH. Just give me the win, mate. Just give me the win.
And digging since 1986. So whether you're
Give me
hauling
the
across
win.
the outback or across town, shipping across the coast or working on site, NTI is here to protect what keeps your business moving. Talk to your broker.
Well, hello
today.
to you and welcome to another exciting game brought to you by EA TV.
AWSAI is moving business forward. It's how Audi takes vehicles from concept to customer.
And the keeper does what he's there to do.
Matching sites to Bundesliga fans.
And he can turn away having done his bit.
Grow online with GoDaddy.
Right, go the same way, surely.
And
Ah!
from the spot.
Your business? AWSAI is how.
Yes! For the win! Oh, done the same way. Come on. For the win! Yeah! You can't even see it.
Peninsula kicked the first 4 of the match before Garcia and Rowan Marshall responded. It was the Cats by 14
What's this
points
play
at
capture?
quarter time. The Cats continue to come. Looks good on the lead. Good hand.
Oh!
Players got busy. Fed him again. Hit the post a couple of times. Could have been anything. Rowan Marshall, he's been the best. Kicked a couple of goals for the Saints. Kept them in at 27 points at half time. They kicked 3 in a row, St Kilda.
I won't play the next one until the
And they looked like they were coming. Then
thing
sharp
starts.
miss, and the Cats responded as they do. Dangerfield and Dempsey with
Lucky
2 in a
dip.
row. And then Brian Myers, who's been back in the VFL unsighted with a bit of a knee issue. He's kicked 3 tonight, has Grind, and had plenty of the football with 14 touches. 3/4 time here. The Cats lead
We
by
did it.
29 points. Cam Mooney is down on the boundary. Moons.
Well, Harry, hasn't been a great 6 weeks for the club,
250.
particularly the last 3, losing the last 3. And last week's last quarter wasn't a great quarter. We know that circumstances did not help them with those injuries. But we just see here what they gave up last week against the
Gauntlet.
Giants. It wasn't a fantastic quarter, as we see.
That's
Minus
50.
46, absolutely belting.
That's so full of.
So the players, the club,
Score 2,
and
play
no doubt
3,
the
play
supporters
8, scored in 8.
Harry would be desperate
Pair
to
of
get
ones.
that W, which they haven't had for quite some time.
We're not less one
My
match
word,
within
you've
a
been
single
talking about
round.
Nass and trying to support him, Kingy.
If the Saints are to win this game, everything's going to go through Nasai Wanganeen Miller. Now,
Score
if
1,
you're
score
free to
4.
stoppage, you put the block on for the guy
In
that
2
pays $2 million a
matches.
year because he's the
2
money man. He
matches.
makes it happen for you. Wilson says, what am I doing? Oh, I'll just go for it. If he puts a block on for Nash, he gets a clean run of that ball. Next stoppage, 30 seconds later. Naz gives him the instruction, and exactly what should have happened in the previous stoppage happens here. Just a little block on Mullen. It's not much. It doesn't have to be much. It's just enough to disrupt the tagger from doing his job. Now, he doesn't fight the fight, and out he steps the champ for his first clearance of the night, and it's aggressive through the corridor. You've got to work to your best players. Now, he needs to come to the party. He's only had 8 kicks for the night. It's time that he stands up.
That's the analysis you get on Fox Footy with Jack Rewalt and David King. What do they need to do, the Saints, Jack, to pull something back late?
Well, it looks like they're rolling Naz forward here, so clearly they think he's the man to try and get them back into this game.
Catch by 14 at quarter time, 27 at half time, and 29 as we head into the final quarter. Stay with us on Fox. Filippo out of the congestion, has a bounce, has a second bounce, runs to 50, and then the kick towards the square. Pulled the kick in the end, and Clark was there to take it.
That was a horrible ball drop there from Filippo. He got some space out. He could have nearly kept going, or he just got to lower the eyes there.
22 disposals for Clark. He's looked composed off half-back.
You'd have to say the changes have worked, Howie.
Yeah.
It sparked a response, if anything.
He seems to know what he's doing, the Geelong coach, to be fair. How good is he? Windager went inboard, close, one of those changes. Forward to Polkinghorn, who's really done well on debut. Sends it forward, Dangerfield will stay in the contest. Stocker played it cleverly. Looks to the middle, and that's what they're going to need to do, show some aggression.
Wilson's kick to a 50-50. Henry cuts it off ahead of Silvani. I speak of Jack Henry.
400. Ooh, what's the Evo?
They're the sort of kicks you do at training.
Cosmetic.
You hit a target, you've got to drive, and you've got to get the ball there quickly.
1,000.
Myers.
Oh, that's the one we want.
Having a field day tonight.
Let me back to where it was.
Towards Ollie Henry, Hill, Travalia, Wood.
2,000.
Off the side of the boot.
What's
No
this
mark,
Evo?
Filippo. Myers back to Smith.
50.
Smith nonchalantly kicks it in the Dangerfield direction,
50.
but taken by Stocker.
Hey guys, we just saw Shawnee Manor on the screen before. That is hamstring tightness, so he is out now for the rest of the night.
Cam Mooney, hopefully just tightness. Oh, gee. Windager looked like he nearly got sauce on his boots on the pot. Anyway, on we go. A couple of times. He did. Down towards Silvani, who's drifted forward, so that might be a
Manu?
move as well from the Saints. They've done it a couple of times this year and it's worked.
So go for the
Not
500.
quite that time, but gee, had a good piece of it.
Gee whiz.
Kick within defensive
Garincha.
50, dodgy towards Smith, but he had plenty of time to rake it in, and then to Myers up the ground.
Should have swallowed that one there. Jack Silvani had a free jump at it.
He pops it outside the arc, and Wood seen over by Holmes.
Look at Smith's work rate tonight. He's just a phenomenal runner. So he's had 27 disposals, 13 of those are handball receives. That's what we're talking about. When your stars turn up, pop them the footy, keep them in the game.
So the number 3 Silvani and the number 7 Wanganeen Miller are inside of offensive 50 now for St Kilda. Out the back.
Oh, that's
towards
right. I was
Hall.
going to maybe get the team of the week pack.
Heard the 2 umpires in unison say high
Ooh,
contact,
oh
so
no.
Hall has it. Wanganeen Miller with a lead. Doesn't go there, goes over his head towards the pocket. Saints have some numbers here. Silvani in the middle, Sharman with the fist, and over the boundary.
Cats led by 14 at quarter time, 27 at half time. Saints kicked 3 in a row to threaten before.
Up next, guarantee.
Cats responded with 3 of the last 4.
This is where Marshall has dominated tonight. All over the ground, but certainly at forward 50 stoppages.
How many
Been
did you
their best,
get?
clearly.
3.
Had
3
the
for
voice
50.
behind him. Stewart off one step. Wobbles it out of defence. Gets through the hands of Wood.
We'll just do the Evo. Do the SBC.
Dangerfield stands up in the tackle and is rewarded.
Holmes
Holmes,
blasting
like a
through to
rocket.
help. Then right down the spine towards Polkinghorn. Wilkie had him covered that time. Filippo, Stocker, Filippo. Now O'Connell. Slight fumble. Now to Hill. He goes wide. It's going to be a turnover. goes on quickly to
What
Smith.
are we doing?
Over the top, Myers will get it back here. Smith.
What's happening?
He loves a run. He loves a goal. Heads goalwards.
Goal! Goal, 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 goal.
For their 12th
Wrong sport.
spectacular goal to Bailey Smith.
2 handball receives in the chain to Bailey Smith, Kingy.
Yeah, this highlights exactly what we're talking about. You need your key playmakers to get the ball as often as they can. You've got to sometimes go over the top with it, because this is why you attract players like Bailey Smith. Just have a look at this passage of play. You know, he's up to 15 handball receives for the night. He just doesn't stop. So when he turns up, look, Myers straight to him, and then he steps to 50 and knocks it through. You know, that's exactly how you draw it up.
I'm not sure what Anthony Caminiti was doing on the line there. He gave up. He literally gave up. The ball was nowhere near the goal line. He could have easily touched that.
Oh, sorry, Jack.
Warple sends it forward again.
Gave up.
Close, steams into it. Hunter Clark's got him covered. Marshall forward. Clark throws himself at the football. There's a cat down holding his knee. We'll have a look at that momentarily. Meanwhile, Garcia back out towards Hill. It's Holmes who looks to be who's under a bit of duress. Now Travalia through the middle, turns it straight over to Henry.
Oh, that's a big worry.
He stopped the play.
Knock to the shin, wasn't it?
I think he was grabbing his right knee.
No, I'm stopping play. Stand.
And that's a good decision to stop play there. He's going nowhere at the moment.
Oh, sort of got trapped underneath him, did it? Yeah.
Does it grab his shin?
It's just about.
I think the leg goes
here,
back
gets
under
trapped
him.
underneath
Oh.
him, yeah.
Ow.
He grabs here.
It's not what Cats supporters want to see. The 2 times best and fairest. 23 touches tonight.
And it's going to get to that stage of the season where health's your best player. We've lost Manna tonight to what looks like a hamstring, and we just cross our fingers for one of the keys to this lineup. If you talked about Myers being their top 5, Jack, this guy's in their top 2 or 3.
Play to continue. Myers has the football.
Play on.
Not off
Hits
yet.
towards the pocket, and Ollie Henry.
Back 2 metres, please. Yeah. Here with me. One more with me.
And plenty of the eyes of the crowd here having a look at the boundary with concern as Ollie Henry belts it towards goal and sends it through for another one.
Golski.
He's kicked 2.
Why did it change the goal? Did I do that?
It's a good finish there from Ollie Henry, but all eyes are on Max Holmes. Brian Myers once again kicking the ball inside forward 50. He's had a fantastic return to AFL footy. This is a very, very good finish. Just opening up the angle there. Just getting it over the fingertips of Rowan Marshall on the line there. Sense a bit of a lull since Holmes has gone off the ground.
Game high 41-point margin the way now of the Cats. Whenever they're challenged and people start to talk about, is this the end for the Cats? It's typically not the end for the Cats. Neil Warple steps through. They could really get away from him here. Not the required distance. Henry
The
caught
ball.
by Clark.
Neil Marshall on the ground. Wanganeen Miller had 2 bites at kicking it along the ground, only to Dempsey, and then De Koning was hoping for Atkins, cut off by Wanganeen Miller, who's going to tightrope the boundary, and it's going to be touched and a throw in. Certainly sense that lull around the stadium, Jack. It's very, very quiet at the moment. Smith scooped it out to Humphreys. Kicks lateral to O'Connor. Goes even wider by hand to Clark. Heads towards the pocket and the kneel direction. Caminiti gives away a free kick.
Yeah, you just know what the crowd are thinking. They're seeing Max Holmes get carried off, and they're hoping for the best, praying for the best, but they know that he just doesn't stay down at all. He springs back to his feet. Such is the courage of that young man. Nothing stops a premiership run like injuries. Manna tonight with a hamstring, and Holmes with,
Oh God.
hopefully, just an ankle issue, but it looks like more.
Shannon Neal, his 6th year at Geelong, the 23-year-old's looking for his 100th goal tonight. He's got 99, but he props it up instead, and Dempsey takes the mark. Showtime now for the
What a
Cats.
freak.
You just cannot give this man a run and jump at the ball. If you're playing on Ollie Dempsey, you got to treat him like Jeremy.
What a mark.
You got to make sure that he can't run and jump at the ball. Given a free run here, too easy.
What a grab.
1 goal, 18 touches. Can be so exciting. And probes that through for another one.
Golski. Golski.
High margin. Now just keep an eye on Max Holmes as he comes off the ground. He's talking to the trainer. It's pretty hard to lip read what's going on, but we'll give you a look at it, and you can decide at home. So keep an eye on Max Holmes. He's talking to the trainer. So he's under duress and talking to the trainer about what's going on.
He's a phenomenal player, Dempsey, isn't he? You know, we all worry about Max, and we'll get some more information on that in the post-match. 22 goals, 35 goals, and 20 coming into tonight the last 3 years. He's up to 22 already. He's a full forward playing on the wing.
Just hope that wasn't Holmes saying to the trainer, I think it's broken. So we'll keep our fingers crossed as far as that leg issue goes.
Howie, stop talking about Holmes.
We'll
Fuck's
get the
sake.
full reaction post-game. John Ralph
Jesus,
will tell us what's
mate.
going on. We'll hear from Chris Scott as well, but it's out to a 47-point margin.
Well covered, Howie. So the Cats have kicked 6 of the
Oh.
last 7 goals.
Other commentators are trying to talk about the game and the players in the game. He keeps talking about fucking Holmes being injured.
A long ball inside
It'll come,
50.
mate. Just let it go.
Sharman was able to pick it up. Got it
Fucking
over
hell.
to Higgins. Higgins loves a snap on the run round the corner.
Bruh.
And wasn't able to fashion it around acutely enough.
Ah, what about Holmes? Oh, what about Holmes? Oh, what about Holmes?
Turnover. Silvani floats through. So a rare error for the Cats defenders.
That's 50 then. He wasn't on the mark.
Thought in a moment. The Jacks move forward. Kicks the goal on the turnover. Something late for the Saints and their fans.
I think it can be considered a selfish forward line at St Kilda. I mean, they'll take the shot from anywhere. And there's times where that ball just has to go 15 from goal in the corridor and give your key playmakers an opportunity to have that secondary look. I mean, Higgins, you know, he's a quality player. He thinks he can kick that goal. That's fine. But the high percentage play is top of the goal mouth. That's just good awareness there from Silvani. But I think it's got to be addressed. Ross Lyon needs to tell these troops that the goal assist is as good as the goal.
That'll only come down to where, as a group, they place the value, Kingy. And right now, I think you've hit the nail on the head. They're a group, especially forward of the ball, that place value in kicking goals rather than setting them up.
A few technical issues there in the box. The country's been going through a bit of that lately.
Spoken by Mark Howard, Geelong, Australia, as Smith goes towards the pockets. Neil at the front, and then that's off the boot of close and out of bounds on the full.
I think if you keep bashing the phone into the desk, something's going to happen.
It's probably not the provider. Then towards Marshall. And Edwards takes a good mark in front of him. That's what the umpire says.
Well, whatever happened to being in front?
We've seen that a couple of times tonight. The other end was Silvani.
Make a fucking decision, umpire. Fuck.
Now the mid-air. Wiltshire picks it up. Sweeping hand pass. Close. He's got the overrun. Atkins. He's got another one. O'Connor back at Atkins. Nice build-up. All about the finish, which is not quite as good as the build-up was.
Oh. Ole, 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 ole. Make it hot, hot,
Bradley
hot.
Hill has had 37, 42 and 39 touches the last 3 weeks. It's an 18 tonight. Free kick goes to Marshall.
It's not an extensive injury list at Geelong, but it's full of quality.
29th touch for the big man. Sideways
Oh,
to
no.
Stocker.
Might have another one here and break close. He's proppy as well.
Stocker to Phillippo. No mark. O'Connell. Back out to Phillippo. Indecisive. Delays the handball to Burns. Hill loops it over the top, overclubbed it. O'Sullivan read it better. Inboard by hand to Humphreys, and now the Cats can go for a scamper again. Myers to Dangerfield. Dangerfield sinks the slipper into it. Polkinghorne has to dive. I reckon he got it. He had to come from the clouds, but he got it.
I'm not sure why, but he just gives me shades of James Podsley Adderley, this bloke. Just has the same sort of hunchback sort of operation going there. But he's been excellent. And to catch the ball full tilt,
Oh!
which is debatable whether it's a catch. It's debatable. It was paid by the umpire. He's had a
Where's
couple
the
of times
VAR?
where he's sort of been full stretching out to get those arms out there.
Swings around with the snap. He's had a mix.
Oh, it wasn't even a goal. Wasn't even a mark. What is this?
Well, Harry,
Game's
give you
gone.
Hilly, sorry, give you one chance to take back that 48-hour round trip to Penong. Have you reassessed things? Because you need things to talk about on the way home. And the fact that he didn't mark this is one important conversation.
It is, but I think it was horse and cart from Penong. But that's what we were told, that the family took 48 hours to get here.
No, we weren't told that.
No.
You went with that.
Don't lump us all in.
Hang on.
We're a team here. Hey.
You also said you thought his name was pronounced Polkinghorne pre-game.
No, I didn't say that.
You haven't gone with that, though.
No, I didn't say that.
But he's done well, though.
With the silent L.
I did see the family on the way in. I think that a stop at every sort of refresher on the way wouldn't have been out of sorts.
Might have been Cliff Young or Janos Kouros. That's how they got here. Anyway, he's had a great debut, and Cats fans will be happy. Mid-40s in the draft a couple of years ago. Looks like they found another one. Coach said he'd have plenty of shots, and he has. Hill still running hard. Battles with Dangerfield. Now Stewart takes them on.
Whoa.
Miller are court.
Whoa.
So why can't the Saints beat the teams above them?
This is shit.
You go.
I don't think they're good enough at the moment. They're not consistently good enough.
No mark Ryan. Guthrie v Ryan. Guthrie picked it up. Ryan applies the tackle, and then Higgins comes in to lock it up. More of Jack and
talent, or
I think it comes down to the things that we've spoken about tonight. Learning to deal with the tag for Nazire, being a selfless forward line, being a selfless club. It's those little things that will take them up the ladder to where this group, and I know that coach really wants them to get to.
Smith can't keep the ball in. In fact, the umpire says he did. So play on. Hill tries to track it. Opens up now for Neil. Sends it forward, but there's a couple of Saints there in Masonwood. Whereas Geelong, they got Melbourne and Collingwood the next 2 weeks, and then their run home from there gets a touch easier. Taking his time. Move the ball forward. Is Lake, and it's across the line.
What about that chase there from Patrick Dangerfield? An incredible chase. He hasn't had a massive night, only the 7 disposals, played predominantly full forward with a couple of stints on ball, and you can see fatigue there. Just chased out 100 metres.
Down to Warple, off the grounds. Ollie Henry to Smith, tries to break the shackles.
Oh.
Stood up in the tackle, did it well.
Wow.
Got a little kick out to Dangerfield. Kick back inside 50. Geelong crowd finding their voice again. O'Connell with the turnover to Phillippo. Wilkie. Wilson now. Down the Staples.
Oh,
Straight
my
down
God.
the throat of Stewart for Geelong.
I disagree, Jack. I reckon they're good enough. They just
They're
don't
definitely
have
not
the
good
courage to put it all out there against the best and risk being hammered to win the game. You've got to go and you've got to play with aggression. You've got to demand the footy when it's your time.
Well,
Your stars
they're not
need
good
to
enough
stand
because
up
they're
and
not
understand
doing
all
it.
of that. I just don't think they really release against the good sides and play their best.
Through belief.
Yep, all those things. And there'll come a point where they will change and they will back themselves. But for some reason, I just don't see them play near their best, even in blocks against the best in the comp.
Henry had a pretty quiet night. Liam
So,
Henry, 2 disposals,
David King,
Caminiti, 2,
they're not good enough.
Liam Ryan, 5.
Fucking hell, mate.
They got North and
Oh,
Sydney.
I think
the
they're
next
good
two,
enough.
the Saints.
But they just don't do it against the good teams.
Mason Wood.
Yeah, so they're not good
To
enough.
step close without a
Far
great deal
out,
of
mate.
success. Punches it forward.
Dumb do you want to be?
Stocker has Warple. And that's the end of that particular.
Ah, they're good
passage.
enough. They're just not good enough against the good teams. What are you talking about?
Play their way, play your role.
Bruh.
Everyone knows what's required.
Bruh.
Well, they stack the wins.
Coach Scott afforded an opportunity
Bruh.
to relax a little bit and have a smile and a laugh as Wiltshire is it to right up against the boundary line. Myers back to Wiltshire, back in play towards De Koning, and now Polkinghorn breaks the shackles and then over the top of Close. All a learning curve for young Jay.
Geelong on the flip side, questioned again, answered again.
Yeah, and just the disaster of 2 injuries with 6 games to go. We'll assess what Manners' hamstring looks like, and Holmes what that actually is. Some sort of leg injury.
Fingers crossed for Max Holmes.
Just in the fucking
Such an
walkie-talkie at the
important part
game.
of his team.
Bruh.
Spoil comes, but Jai Clark, who might be playing his best game for the football club, stands up.
That's his 11th intercept possession.
I thought Clark went to Freo. Another Clark.
Going off for a spell, Jai Clark.
What's the bigger story? The power of the win or the injury toll?
The ramifications for Max Holmes in that injury.
Well, the club is saying they're assessing an ankle situation at this particular point. We'll try and get another look at it when we get an opportunity.
Well, it did get stuck up underneath. That's why I went to ankle. But you know, the other options long term, thinking broken leg or a knee issue. So ankle is probably the best result at this stage.
Sullivan and Humphreys. A bit of junk time ball now with O'Connor. Less than 6 to play. So it is a statement after going down in the last 3 matches, the Cats. They've redirected the ship tonight as Wiltshire couldn't quite take it on his chest, bobbled out of his hands. Over to you, Harry.
Well, this is the situation with Max Holmes, who immediately called for the trainer.
Oh, I think it's broken.
Saw Zach Butters do a high ankle sprain. Similar sort of mechanism.
Holmes broken his leg.
Running his opponent ragged again. Inside attacking 50, Silvani. Back inside defensive 50 for the Saints. Clark, little fend off, Silvani, Hill. And then over the top to Garcia. Into the middle, Lake goes for a run. And then belts it forward in the Owens direction. O'Sullivan in the front, Henry with the crumbs, and then he checks sides and there's no one home. He could have just gone the drop punt in the end.
Is that what we're talking about, boys, right there? Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about, Moons. I mean, there are easier ways for the team to get the goal, and that is the aim. Doesn't really matter who kicks it, but at this stage of their journey to these forwards at St Kilda, it does matter who kicks it. Got to get that out of their psyche.
Stewart tracks back the football. Hustled forward. Come Brownlow night. Bailey Smith, 35 disposals.
He's been big, hasn't he? You know, it's well documented his running power. But he just continues to turn up and provide the link in the chain that breaks the opposition.
You have to come to the footy to actually understand his running power. Like Nick Dacos, how much of the ground he covers at speed.
Yeah. That's why you live with some warts with some of these guys, you know, because what they bring's pretty special.
Wood, collared by Wiltshire, got the handball away, and then Mullen.
Come on, man.
Up in the clinches in a standing tackle with Owens.
The one thing I will say is we haven't seen Max King in this team for so long. It does change the whole thing in the forward half, and next week, by all reports, that may be the case.
So Mark, stand.
Mark paid. DeConing.
Here we go, guys. Haven't checked the chat for a while. Yeah,
in particular. Ollie Henry leads out and then grabbed by Hill and Burns.
They've really struggled in the air ahead of the ball, the Saints, tonight. So if that is the case for King to play, it'll be a big plus for them.
Owens at ground level. Henry steps through to Lake. Doesn't get away from Stewart as he planned. Wilson, quite the athlete with one bounce. Nothing really presents forward. Goes in short to Ryan. They streak forward. Liam Ryan's got a couple options. One is Hall, who runs tirelessly. Bailey Smith infringes.
Oh, 50.
And 50.
Didn't give the ball back on the full.
Oh my God, they don't call that for everyone.
Decision, but Hall will roll in. He kicks his second. Back to 40 points.
Dead set loser.
Good example of a pass inside, forward 50 from St Kilda, albeit too late. Good to see here, Liam Ryan darting eyes around. Hall had snuck out the back. And Bailey knew he'd give away the free kick, and then knew he'd given away the 100-metre penalty, of the 50-metre penalty, sorry.
Seven changes tonight. Collar, Jasny, Bruin, Nevitt, Cameron, Martin.
They should govern that for all teams.
Replaced this evening.
AFL.
Coach Scott saying it's a part of a macro plan for later on in the season.
So Rowan Marshall, 23 contested possessions tonight, the second most by a St Kilda player on the record.
Oh, wow.
Jackson McRae holds the record with 25, so he's got 3.5 minutes to get 2 more.
Stocker off with the blood rule.
Take the title, 2 more to equal it.
DeConing has plenty of time to think about it. Skies it out to Humphreys.
So Howie, the pieces are all there individually.
Yep.
They've just got to come together collectively. I don't think it's that far away. Max King makes a big difference.
I don't think it's that far away. They're down by 40 points, mate.
They take key
King
responsibilities.
is bloody on another planet tonight.
It's been a couple of years without him as well, hasn't it? Mark paid to Mason Wood.
Oh
So
my
the
God.
streak that goes back to 1999, and Tim Watson coaching the Saints will continue against them since they've last won down here. Owens got an option forward in Ryan, floats it in his direction. Quiet night, but a second goal for Liam Ryan, and the last 2 the way of the Saints.
There's a lot of expectation to put on Max King. I mean, he hasn't
Gone.
played footy, as you said, Howie, for 2 years.
Oh, 40.
We don't
This
know
game's
what sort of
done,
player he's
right?
going to be. It's a long time to not play AFL footy. And then the expectation will be that he comes in and changes this club. I mean, he can't change the attitude of the back line, the midfield. He obviously can lead the forward line as well. It's going to be fascinating to see what sort of Max King we get after a huge hiatus in AFL footy.
At minimum, he changes every matchup. He takes the best defender, and then everyone else gets a lesser opponent. The domino effect of that for Sharman, who really has been unsighted tonight.
There's the hamstring issue for Manor. They just said it was tightness, a fair bit of ice on there, so a couple of more injury concerns. As you say, Kingy, health's your best friend.
That's 4 goals to 3 in the final term as DeConing sends it long. Silvani with the crumbs. Back to Burns. who sees Garcia and hits him, and Garcia can have a dash into the middle. He's going to use Hill, who ran laterally, and runs towards the flank, and then a good ball to Ryan. It's kick 2. He's got a man.
84, eh? I reckon we'll put some 80
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Goes to Naz instead.
Yeah, and that's to call it honestly, that's Ryan looking after Wanganeen Miller.
In his 100th game, can he kick a goal in consolation time? He can.
Fair finish.
3 goals in a row for St Kilda, and 1 for the show reel for Wanganeen Miller.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong again with looking after your best player and honouring that lead, but Garcia was on. It was an easy kick, a chip in board to the corridor for a high percentage shot. They're just little things. They're just little things that they'll iron out over the next few weeks if they are to become a better, more complete football team.
And I think that'll be the discussion that we had during the game about serving Naz at stoppage, if that's the best thing for this team to grow and become a contender going forward, or does Naz need to lean more into the team?
Maybe.
So last 3, back to a 28-point margin. Marshall.
Another one.
Best for the Saints.
Here we go.
Here he goes again. Were those both contested?
Is that the 25?
They certainly are.
Wilson chipping it forward. Henry.
Well, he deserves that sort of recognition, Rowan Marshall, for the night that he's had. And I feel like we have talked about a lot of individuals for St Kilda, but 25 contested. Actually, he's just gone over to 26. He now holds the record for St Kilda.
Over Robert Harvey.
Incredible effort. 26 contested possessions as a ruck.
Henry, 6 disposals for the night with this kick. From directly in front. Slight angle to be fair, and just missed. Enjoying their night at the football. As Cats fans typically do here at home.
Back to 27 points. It was 29 at 3/4 time. Wiltshire up against the boundary, a high one. Clark, couple of bites at the cherry against Polkinghorne. Back into the middle of the ground. Lake v Henry, Henry v Lake. Little tap to Hill, and then Hill floats it to Sharman. Sharman can press it forwards and wide. That's better out to Owens. As the field opens up, and he chips over the top, and then O'Sullivan got a fist in. That low confidence play again, and then Wanganeen Miller are driven into the ground and a ball up.
Spoke about the mental application from O'Sheen Mullen. 4 seconds to go, and he's laid that tackle.
He'd be your favourite teammate, O'Sheen Mullen. He just does everything for this team to win.
Everything.
Plays his role, however minor. He's pretty happy, the coach, and why wouldn't you be?
Another win.
It's 10 by 84, wasn't it?
Questioned all week with Geelong, and once again, as they have time and
All
time
right.
again for 20 years, they provide the answers.
Let's move this over here.
Drought at Cardinia Park continues. The Cats by 27 points.
Greatest team of all. We are Geelong. They're always on the ball. Well done. Well done, Cats. Let's look at the stats. Bailey Smith, 35 and 1. Rowan Marshall, 33. Hugo, 30. 29 for Darcy. Philippou, 28. Not bad. Orson Hubbard's 26. Jay Clark with his best game, 25. Rowan Marshall, 12 clearances. Ah, 31 hitouts, 12 clearances. Darcy Wilson, 8 tackles. 3 to Brian Miles. Lim Ryan. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna move. Turn that one off. There's a display. Display. Where are you? Display. There you go. All right, so if we hit go live on this one, YouTube is activated. We go bang. That should update the vertical, right? Let's have a look. Let's check. Let's check. Yeah, to the dashboard. Will automatically generate a vertical crop version of shorts. The shorts feed. Ah. Oh, so it doesn't use your plugin. I thought it used my plugin. Bummer, dude. What? What happened? Break my game. Who broke the game? On my break game. On my game break. I thought the vertical would go to this one over here. Annoying. Hey, Cookie. All right, mate. Oh, let's edit that. Be on FC for a little bit. That's funny. Dun, 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 dun. Save that. What's up, Koozie? Oh, yeah, mate. Automatically generate a vertically cropped version of your shorts feed. For your shorts. I'll just turn Jewel off. I'll just restart the stream, guys. I'll be back.